Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and we are over at the Mill Creek property today. Up to a couple things. A few videos back, you guys saw that we had some beaver issues in the pond. The pond is, it looks fantastic, but we may have some issues, including the beavers. A lot of you expressed a lot of concerns about the beavers. I don't think they're a problem yet, but we're keeping a close watch on it. But I did come over here, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago and put out a total of 4 trail cameras, game cameras around the pond in different places, on the dam, behind the dam, up in the neck of the pond. And I'm gonna come over and check those and see if we got any. I set them to video to record some video. I brought my laptop with me, so we're gonna see if we got any decent video. Maybe do a little, I guess you'd say, scouting for beaver. Isn't that what college is about for guys? No, that's something else. Anyways, we're gonna see if there's any actual beavers in the pond hanging out, how often they're here, because to me, if they were here all the time, there's really nowhere to hide. There's no den. They haven't built a den here yet, so they're living somewhere. I don't know if they're living here though. But there are a lot of trees that have been chewed up. There's a lot of damage to the trees in the back of the pond right now, and they're really trying to dam up that outflow, the spillway water. So anyways, I'm gonna get my stuff out of the truck, get the 4-wheeler, and go check it out. We may do a little late season scouting on the deer world. I don't know, we're just gonna explore. We're not here to work, we're here to check things out, check on the beavers. And one other issue with the pond that we may have to address in the near future. I don't know, I'm not sure how to handle it yet, but I'll show you. And the pond itself looks great right now, though. I mean, the water level's probably 3 feet from full, so it would be up over that peninsula and stuff out there if it was full, probably all the way up to that brush pile, really. But it's looking good. Not bad for a brand new pond. Now, the first camera that I'm going to check is actually one of the actual deer cameras that I've had here for months. I put it out because the beavers have been chewing down a couple trees over here, and I thought it'd be a perfect place to get some pictures, some video of beaver. Well, within about the first day and a half, the batteries went dead, because it was a camera that was already here and I just moved it. But it did get a couple pictures before it went dead. So it got a picture or two of that coyote. I'm not sure what the coyote was doing. I guess maybe he could smell the beaver in there. And that little buck, that little deer, I have no idea what he was doing. Jumping across these logs right here. Kind of a random place for a little buck. But you can see, so the camera is right there. I'm going to change the battery out in it. But when I first put the camera out, these 2 or 3 trees right here had already been chewed and fallen over. This one had not. Right here, that's brand new, and you can tell. I mean, that beaver's probably been here in the last 24 hours or so. So I'm going to change the batteries out on that camera. You can see in the past, I mean, there's all kinds of little stobs and stuff, but I'm really not concerned about them taking these trees down. Let them take them down and chew it up, because I want to come in here and take a bunch more of this just brush out anyways. I mean, probably should have done it when we had the dozer here, but there was just, you know, only so far we could go. There's another big one they took down right there. So I'm going to change this battery out real quick, and hopefully in the next day or so we'll have some more pictures of however many is chewing on these trees. Well, that figures. So these are the Tacticam Reveal cameras. I really like them they eat through batteries, so I buy these rechargeable lithium battery packs. And the one that's in there is brand new. Just bought it, just charged it, and this camera won't even turn on. So I guess I'm gonna take that one home and see if I can get it going on a different kind of battery. I hate putting AA batteries in them because they'll eat through a set of AA batteries, especially when it's cold, in, you know, a couple weeks, and it holds like 12 batteries. So I guess I'll probably take one of the other cameras and bring it over here, because this is obviously a hot spot where we need to be. So we'll make do with what we got. Look at this tree. They're fixing to get after this one. They just started chewing the bark off of it, and it probably won't be a couple days and that tree will be gone. But I've actually got camera number 2 is right here. I kind of put it in on a stick out in the water, hoping that I could catch them swimming up and down. And I was going to take this camera and move it back there where the one that's not working is. But there's a tree right there they took down, and that one will be taken down really soon. So I think I'll go ahead and pull this camera. We'll see what it has on it and move it over there. Now this is not the rest of these cameras are not cellular cameras. I have to come actually pull the card and check them, but I brought my laptop computer. So as soon as we get done, we'll go pull those cards, put them in the computer, and see what we got. I can actually open this one up and tell you if we got any videos. Oh, come on, turn on. Don't you just love it when nothing works like it's supposed to? Well, I got it to turn on, and it actually shows 0 pictures. I'm going to change the SD card out in case it was an SD card error or something. I feel like it should have gotten something in the last 4 or 5 days. But if it wasn't turning on, like so far, I think we're pretty much 0 for 2. We got 2 more cameras to go. I don't know. I'm going to check this SD card. I'll put it in the camera. I mean, I'll put it in the computer and check it before we go. But I'm going to put this on this tree that just started getting damaged. Well, pointing towards the tree that just started getting damaged. And we'll see in a few more days what we get. That should be good. Make sure it's on. All the batteries are in place. Ooh-wee, that wind is chilly. Look at all the deer tracks on the pond. There's tracks everywhere. It's like a deer highway coming across the top of the pond dam. It's kind of interesting. I mean, literally, I don't know if you guys can tell. Let me stop. Kill this thing here. Look at this. There are deer tracks everywhere. Now, we came out and threw out all that wheat seed. Gosh, I guess it's been a week, maybe a little over a week ago. And as you can see, it is definitely not greened up yet. But if you look really close, it's sprouting. There's a lot of sprouts. Not all of it's popped up yet, but I mean, can't complain about the germination, especially considering we're in the middle of wintertime here. So let's check this camera. Ooh, we'll zoom out a little bit. This camera's kind of at the top of the spillway, above that spillway pipe. And I showed you guys, it's kind of where the beavers were sliding, using this hill as a slide to come in and out. And they have dammed that up back there quite a bit more since the last time I showed you guys. So let's see if we got a camera that actually worked and took some videos. if it'll turn on. All right, this one's definitely took some videos. It says 413 and 3 minutes of video footage remaining on the card, so we should have quite a bit on this one. So the last camera that we have to check is back here, where I showed you they were kind of damming up this overflow spillway. I don't know if you want to call it a creek, but look at all the trees they've taken down. There's one there, one right here, like 4 or 5 there. One's a big tree they're fixing to take down. There's another little one there. There's one over here. And they're taking all of this somewhere. I'm not sure if they're building something out in that right now, but the last camera is on a stump right there, and you can see they've kind of dammed that up. So I put that camera to where we could see them actually working right there. But I mean, this is where the water stops, and there's not many freshly chewed trees here, and I don't see where they're building a den anywhere in there. Gosh, they took a huge one down right there. So obviously these beavers are taking down a ton of small trees, which I'm really not concerned. God, I see 2, 3, 4 more. They've taken down a ton of small trees, but I haven't figured out where they've taken them yet. It'll be interesting to see when we check that card on that camera on the back side of the pond dam, if they're actually taking them up over into the pond. I don't know where they'd be building a den. I mean, they're taking down some, I mean, that's a pretty good sized little tree, probably 8-inch diameter at the base. And there's 2 or 3 or 4 that are missing. I mean, I know they take them down, chew them into smaller pieces like this right here. This is a prime example right here. So they cut down that half off of the tree, and they chewed it there, taking the bark off. But you can see they've already taken the rest of the tree somewhere else, and that's that oak tree right there. This was an elm, that was an elm. I hate that they're taking the oak trees, but they're taking them somewhere. There's no doubt. And I may walk on down this ditch and see what I can find down there. But anyways, let's check this card. Oh, or let's check this camera real quick and see what it's got. And what the heck? This is camera number 3 of 4 that's not gonna have anything on it, I'm afraid. It says 0 of 0. And I have no clue why. I'm so sick of things not working like they're supposed to. This is a 4 gigabyte SD card, and I don't think it has anything on it. Well, I made it all the way to my property line in this ditch. The fence is right up here with the neighbor, and I'm not seeing any sign of the beavers back here. There's no fresh chew marks on any trees. Nothing really past where that last trail camera was, where it's all dammed up. And that's really interesting. So that means they've got to be living here somewhere. And it's fixing to get really, really cold, like single-digit temperatures at night for a while, and they've got to stay somewhere. So they got to be denned up in something somewhere, and I'm just not sure where that is yet. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep looking, but why don't we run back up to the cabin, get the computer out and check and see what we have on the cards. Man, I love trail cameras, but I hate it when they don't work properly. And right now, 3 out of 4 aren't working properly. Now, 3 of them are older cameras, but I put brand new batteries in them. And fresh SD cards. Ow! Ow! So, I'm not sure why they're not working, but let's go see what we have on camera. Another one of those times when something doesn't work. That's just what happens when you put a cheap knockoff aftermarket ignition key system on a Honda four-wheeler. I didn't buy the OEM part several years ago because it was about 80 bucks, and I could get a knockoff really cheap for like 15 bucks. So now if the key gets bumped, sometimes it'll die. Super handy. All right, let's see what we got, if anything. Okay, so camera number 2 that was out in the pond, the one that was kind of in the neck, but you know, out in the water, I actually recorded 4 video clips, and there is at least one beaver there. I'm guessing I need a little better SD card, because I don't know why it only recorded 4 videos, and they're supposed to be, I set it for 15 seconds on the video length, but there's a beaver pushing a tree across the water right there. So we know beavers are taking limbs out into the pond somewhere. This is the one that was on the back side of the dam, not on the slope, but at the bottom, and it has nothing on it. I have no idea why. But this last one should have a bunch. It's the one that was on the slope of the pond, on the back side of the dam, and it should have a lot. There's a ton of video clips. Let's see. 413 video clips. So I'm not going to go through all these obviously with you guys. So clearly the wind is probably affecting that one. Let's open one. That one's got 10-second long video clips. Nothing. Let's see if we can scroll through and find something for you guys real quick. Well, so far all I've seen is a few birds eating the seeds I put out. So, talk about an epic fail. We had 4 cameras out. We got 1 picture, 2 pictures of a coyote, picture of a little deer, 1 5-second video clip of a beaver in the dark, and 400 videos of nothing. I think I'll leave those to set for a couple more days, and we'll come back and check them before I end this video. I moved 1 camera around, changed out cards. I did get the camera that was back at the back in the field where Emily shot her deer. I pulled that one up here and put on the back of the pond where the trees are all being chewed up. So we'll see what we get over the next couple days, because so far we're mildly successful at getting beavers on camera. They're sneaky little dudes. Okay, so now the next thing I need to address, or want to talk about, I don't know about need to address, is our spillway pipe. That was a concern, a point of concern when we redid the pond. It's a really nice setup, the way it goes straight down under the pond dam. It's a big spillway pipe, easy to keep debris out of. However, I don't know how old it is, and I was afraid it was going to leak. And the way my cousin dug everything out around it, we had talked about coming in and bringing a concrete truck in actually and dumping concrete all the way around it, several feet thick, just to support it, and in case it was leaking, maybe seal that up. I didn't do it because I don't think concrete's going to seal it up long term. I think concrete would pull away from the sides, and eventually water's just going to go down in between. And unfortunately, it is leaking. So we're going to have to figure something out. It's not leaking a lot, and we haven't really had any just super big rains that I think would legitimately fill the pond up. But you can see we have a lot of dams still exposed. We can come up at least another 3 feet. I mean, that's 3 feet of pipe exposed before water starts running into that. So really legitimately the water level should be just right about the top of that little cliff area, which will give us several feet of safety, and we don't have to worry about water going over the dam. And if it does ever clog the pipe, we have an emergency spillway built, a low spot at the end of the dam over there. But we're leaking, and I don't like it. This pipe is obviously pretty old. It does have a few bullet holes at the top. There's 1, 2, like 4 bullet holes, but the water level hasn't made it that high yet. What I'm concerned about is, you see all the leakage down here? It's basically where this thing was pieced together. the seams are leaking, and it was leaking pretty good right there the other day, and now it's mostly coming in on this side. You see all that? So there's constantly water flowing out of the spillway pipe, and you can see they pieced this together. It was smaller pieces of this pipe, and they put these clamps on there. But gosh, it may have been 50, 60 years ago, I don't know. Which it's not a severe leak, so I'm wondering if there's not some sort of product I could use to stop that. And the first one being clay. Clay, this pond is full of clay, and obviously it's doing its job holding water in the pond. But oh, I'm gonna get stuck. Let me get out of here. I kind of wonder if we didn't just come in here if we can get the water level to go down a foot or so, come in and just hard pack as much clay in around that as we can. If we can get a couple feet of clay packed in and around that, that's going to help first off. And then, well, not and then, but before we do that, why couldn't we use like almost like a roofing tar? I don't want to say Flex Seal, but actual roofing tar that you can buy by the gallon, and slather it on all around the outside of that pipe. Probably dig it out a little bit, try to get down to that first seam where it's really leaking right now, and just put several coats of that really thick tar basically on it, and then come back in and pack the clay, because clay is what holds water in a pond anyways. I don't need it to be 100% dry in that pipe, but if it is constantly draining water out, well, if you go 2 or 3 months without rain, that's going to add up to, you know, several thousand gallons of water you're losing. So I hate to have to completely redo a spillway pipe, but if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. I'm not going to jump the gun yet. I kind of want to see how this does when the pond is full. We should get some more rains over the next month or so that we could actually fill the pond up, let the water flow into that pipe, and see how fast it actually starts to drain down. Because if it's only going to drain down like an inch a week, I don't think that leak's too big of a deal. All right, well, it's been a couple days. Well, it's been more than a couple days. The last time I was here was on Sunday. Today's Wednesday, and I know for a fact that the actual Tacticam has recorded a few pictures and videos. We had a coyote come through. He's been through there several times.
We have?
And a bobcat. I haven't shown you that video.
Oh.
There was a bobcat last night. No beaver on it though. Deer, lots of deer come through there. But we're gonna go around, pull the cards out of the other cameras, bring them back up and check and see if we got any beaver on camera. We're gonna look, since it's been about, what, 4 days, I guess. We'll look for more damage or more sign of beaver and see. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't believe we didn't get more pictures and videos the first go around, but when cameras aren't working, it's kind of hard to get any pictures, I guess. Well, this is where the bobcat and the coyote came through. They're just probably running this little neck where the water backs up in here looking for an easy meal. There's a lot of beaver sign right now.
Oh.
But I still haven't found where they're trying to den up for the winter. And they're gonna have to find a place to stay warm, because the next few days, hey, single digit temperatures. It's gonna be cold. Are you ready for that?
No. Oh. Oh.
Well, it doesn't look like there's any new damage to this tree, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull the card out of this camera and just see. And who knows, you never know, there might have been a bobcat or a coyote or something come by.
They could be trying right there though.
Huh?
I said they could be trying right here.
Well, there's a lot of different activity on this side of the pond right here. There's tracks everywhere from deer to raccoons and coyotes, probably that bobcat, but there's quite a bit of activity and a little bit of a trail that goes right through there. So I think we should set that other camera up right there.
So we went ahead and found a solid stick, stick it in the ground, then we're going to attach this camera in front of the path that they've been in, and if there's anything moving, we can get a picture between the pond and here.
Yep, it's kind of a pinch point. So anything from the tree line to the water, we should get a picture of.
Yeah.
That's if our stick is big enough to hold our camera up.
Yeah.
There you go. Won't pull the stick over. So, all right, that camera's set up and should point towards anything that walks between the timber line and the pond. What'd you find over here?
Oh, I found like a paw print from like a raccoon, but it looks like a print from like a newborn baby's hand. Cause look, you can't see the claw.
Well, that could be a raccoon. It's probably a possum. I don't know.
Oh.
Let us know in the comments what you think that one is. This one here is definitely a coyote. Usually on the coyotes you can see the toenails a little bit. On a bobcat, if a bobcat walked through, it would look similar, but you can't see their toenails.
Oh.
Because their claws retract. So you can see a lot of different footprints in here. Well, Houston, we might have found where they're starting a den. Not positive, but that might be the makings of their den right there. It's going to be kind of hard to get to because, you know, the water out there. I'm not walking out in the water, but we're at the overflow pipe where on the back side of the dam, and it's where most of the beaver damage is. And you know, they've dammed that up. That's why this is holding water so much. And you can see a mudslide going into that hole right there. So that may be where they're trying to live for the wintertime.
Yeah, could be.
All right, I gotta check it out. I'm too curious, so I'm gonna slide down here. I'm betting as many tracks as there are coming into this. This is probably a beaver's den. Whew. The water gets deep fast. Here, let me see the camera. You see all the marks. See where he goes back up in there, up in the bank. I can't see anything.
Does it go down?
No, it goes up.
Oh, it goes up?
Back up. You can kind of see there's a low spot right here. I'm kind of wondering if over the years, you know, before we bought this place, if that wasn't an old beaver's den back in there. Could have been an old armadillo hole, but I doubt it. You know, with as much water as in here right now, there's a pretty good little spot over there. You can see where they're coming in and out, but there's no den over there. So this type of stuff right here would be our main concern with our pond dam. You definitely do not want beavers burrowing into the pond dam. So if they were doing this on the back side of the dam or the front side of the dam, that could definitely cause failure in the dam. Now where we're at back here, I'm really not too concerned about it. It's not going to be a problem, but this is the only thing I found anywhere around the area where a beaver could get into and survive for the winter. And I can't tell how far back up in the bank that goes, but it does go quite a ways. It goes back in and up, so that's probably our beaver lodge. It wouldn't be a bad idea to put a camera across over there and point directly at this, but I don't know that we'd get enough movement over here. It's about 20 feet across, and he's going to come out right at the water level and go under. So I don't know. Let's go back and check the cards on the cameras now and see what all we got. Well, card number one was the camera beside the pond where we were trying to get beaver on the newly damaged tree. No signs of beaver there, and we had a few videos of some deer, a couple raccoons getting real curious with the camera, and one
bobcat. Really pretty one.
We got a bobcat hanging out around the pond. We know that for certain. We got him on 2 cameras so far. So the camera that's on the back side of the pond dam that's kind of up high pointing down, I went ahead and moved it. It had like 400 pictures, or 400 videos the first time, and probably 200 this time. And it's just birds and the wind blowing some stuff around. So I went ahead and moved it and just pointed it straight down the actual pond so we can get pictures of all the critters making tracks across there. But I'm not seeing anything on here, but like I said, there's like a couple hundred video clips. It's just running our batteries dead is all it's doing. All right, down to the last card. This is the one at the very back of the dam, at the back of the spillway where the little Beaver dam is. And the last time I checked, it wasn't working properly for whatever reason. This time it has 62 video clips. So we will see what we can see. The very first one of an animal, well, the first clip was me. The second clip was the first night, and there was a raccoon playing around on the little dam, on the Beaver dam. So, golly, I say little raccoon, he's a chunky feller. Oh. Well, there you go. We have successfully located our Beaver. Probably found where he's living. We know where he's spending his time, on the back side of the pond. Which, you know, on the front side of the pond where he's over there chewing up trees and knocking down trees, it's all just small undergrowth, little stuff that I really probably want to take down anyways. And he's really not doing any damage to the pond itself yet. Beavers can destroy a pond, but they can also, you know, they can be destructive. But it is kind of fun watching him, seeing what he does, being able to get trail camera videos of him and stuff. And if we found his den, if he's denning in the backside where he's not causing any damage, I don't really see any reason to try to trap him and get rid of him yet. But we'll keep a close eye on it, monitor it closely, and make sure he doesn't start destroying our pond dam. But we also got video of a bobcat. We got lots of pictures of coyotes. It's cool being able to just see.
We didn't even get a picture of a coyote right there.
Well, you didn't see it, but it was sending them to me on my phone.
Oh.
So it was one of the cellular cameras back there where the 3 trees are that they're cutting down.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
We got a video of him. He was dragging off a tree into the water.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
So we'll keep a close watch on that, but it's fun running these game cameras, just seeing what all comes around. Even a clip of just cardinals and birds just bounce around there playing. It's kind of neat to see, and I don't know, it's fun. I enjoy it, and it's just part of the joy of owning a piece of property and seeing what all's out there. Hunting is fun. Going out, being able to hunt and see the animals is cool, but even running these game cameras is a lot of fun, and I don't know. It's pretty cool. So we'll keep you in the loop on what we find and what we see after we move the cameras around, let them set for a few days. What were you going to say?
It's also fun to hunt from 30 yards away from the deer.
Well, it is. I totally agree with that. But tomorrow, the big cold front's supposed to hit. It's going to get incredibly, unbelievably cold. Wind chills negative for the next couple days. So the pond will probably get a little ice on it. It'll be interesting to see what happens during the cold spell, and maybe some of our trail cameras won't go dead after cold is terrible on batteries. Trail cameras fail when it gets cold. But anyways.
Today I saw a video, and this year is like one of the most crazy times. How cold it's been in like Oklahoma and Texas and all the eastern parts.
It said it was going to be the coldest Christmas season on record in like the last 20 or 30 years or something.
Yeah.
One of the coldest Christmases we've had. But anyways, guys, Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day.
And as always, we'll see you on the next video. Peace.